Don't you think your pet deserves a special treat without all those ingredients you can't pronounce? Your pet deserves the best source of ingredients. I agree. That's why Hound House Treats is established to give your pet the best all-natural handcrafted treats packed with flavor. Try our chicken, turkey, and our pink salmon jerky. These products are 100% natural and USDA certified. It's prepared without no added hormones or steroids, no growth-promoting antibiotics, no artificial ingredients, flavors, or preservatives. Grain-free. Don't cheat your dog nutrients. Treat your dog to a healthy snack at www.houndhouse.
You are now tuned into 2111 Radio Show, hosted by our program director, Derrick Scott.
You carry the weight of the world. It weighs down your smile and your curves. You run on a fraction of what you deserve. You carry the weight of the world. I know that this life got you down. The sun keeps on shutting you out. Slave to pavement and lost in the crowd. I know this life got you down. But you don't have to face it all.
So, welcome to the 2111 Radio Show. I'm your host, Derrick Scott. And as you see, as you know, promoted, we actually have pop star, singer, songwriter, dope artist, Liz Limbar. Correct? Is that correct? Lieber. So sorry. Lieber to the
It's
show.
okay.
How you doing?
My last name is an enigma sometimes.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Very excited to have you. Actually, your song is really doing well on 2111 Radio. So it was perfect timing that we got to interview with you because, again, you are really, and, you know, for my book, it's like you came out of the stars or something because I've never heard of you until, I think, a month ago, and I started doing some research. So you're really dope, and we definitely going to give you your flowers today. That's what we do at 2111 Radio Show. So tell everybody where you're from.
So I'm from Boston, but I grew up mainly in Connecticut, followed by then suburbs of New York. And
Okay.
and now I'm in New York City. So
Oh, you in New York? Oh, okay.
yeah,
No. Well, I'm from New York. I'm actually from Brooklyn, New York.
I love
So,
Brooklyn. That's awesome.
okay. So, as I see how you play your instruments, and I've seen a lot of video of you, it looks like you started at a young age. So, how old were you when you actually started playing that piano?
I think I was around 7, I would say 7 or 8.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I started voice like a couple years after that. So
Get out.
yeah. So yeah, pretty young. It was like right after my brother had started playing piano. He's a couple years older than I am, and he had started playing
Okay.
piano first. And then, you know, when you see your older sibling doing something, you're like, I want to do it too. So then I did,
That's right.
and I liked it, thankfully. So obviously I kept doing it, and then I started taking voice right after that. And so yeah,
Yes.
they just kind of fused.
So, yeah, let me tell you something. I looked at that video. I wanted to play it to let people see you actually singing live. And you sound like the record. And I love that about you. You actually sound like your records. And you know, you don't get too many people that can do that. So that comes with a lot of practice, a lot of day-to-day singing. Do you save your voice sometimes, or do you feel that you need to sing every day?
I know I have days where I go on vocal rest just to like give
Yeah.
myself a break. I think like it's kind of like, an athlete when they like rest their muscles. It's like it's the same thing with the singer. You have to
Right.
rest your voice sometimes. It's very important. Even if it's just for
Yes.
like an hour,
Exactly.
just a way to recuperate after doing like some shows and whatnot.
Oh, okay. So, word has it that you actually went to Boston University,
Yes, I did.
and what did you go there for? What was
I
your
went.
major?
I was a marketing major. Um, so
What?
yeah, and I loved it. Yeah, I didn't major in music. Some people think I did. I was like, no, I didn't major
I
in music.
thought you did too. My goodness.
um, I was a marketing major. I was in an a cappella group on the side for a part of my college career. But yeah, I was a marketing major. It's actually, but it's been helpful as I've gone along because it taught me kind of how to market myself. Um,
And you do it well. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You could Google this young lady. She pops up first page. You understand? So, salute to you being able to do that because a lot of independents can't do that. You understand? So you picked the right major. I'll tell you that. So, um, what's professional performance art camp? What is that?
to me,
Yeah.
I just think it's like another form of expression, really.
Okay.
That's how I see it. It's like, some people it's maybe, painting. Some people it's whether it's because I consider performance art usually I think like maybe it's, spoken word can be performance art, it can be singing, it can be dancing. There's probably other things I'm not even mentioning, but I just think
True.
it's another way of expression that contains so many types of expressions too.
Yes. Now, the reason I asked you that because it sounds like you had some classical training. Is that true?
Yeah, I would say so. The first voice teacher I had started me on a classical foundation.
Mm.
I didn't only sing classical songs, but the way she trained me, 99% sure is considered like the classical way of
Okay.
training. So yeah, my first teacher was like a classically based teacher. Um,
Mm. Listen, was it hard? That kind of training. Is that hard training? Because a lot of people do different things as far as in vocal coaches or whatever, but classical training is completely different. It's a different aspect, and because the genre and what you did, from what I'm hearing, you took advantage of that training and you evolved into other types of music.
yeah.
So when did you actually know when you said, "Yo, I can do this"?
That's an interesting question. I mean, I think throughout the years I had always gotten like positive feedback when I sang, so that certainly kind of just helped me know like, okay, I think I might have something here. And then just in the last couple of years or so, I really started to realize that I think I was like I can do this full time and really like sing as something that's both my passion and for a living. So yeah, I think it just kind of happened gradually over time. It seemed like the thing that I was destined to do. Oh, hi, my fan Bob is here. Hi, Bob. Seemed like something. He's bio Bob on TikTok. Anyways, that's an
Bio Bob.
inside joke with Bob. Anyways, so yeah, it was just something I think that organically unfolded, and eventually I just realized I think this is like my way of communicating with people, at least one of many ways, or my strongest way.
Well, you're doing it well with your music. You really are because you sit down, you have this way, your voice relaxes me. Can I actually say that it really relaxes me,
Mhm.
and it has me. You ever listen to somebody and you just like zone out?
Mhm.
You actually have a zone out sometime. I'll be sitting there listening to your music and I'm like, she done took me somewhere else that I ain't never been before. So I love the voice. I love the writing process, everything. I think you really on your way. I'm glad you came to 2111 Radio. I'm gonna tell you that right now
I'm glad
because
you found me.
that you're definitely doing some great things. So the piano, like I said, was there any other instruments that you ever tried, like guitar or?
Yeah, I actually my guitar is over there. I started playing guitar last September. Funnily enough,
okay.
I tried electric guitar in middle school, but it doesn't really quite count. It was a very short period of time. But yeah, I started playing guitar in the fall, just because it's nice sometimes to have an instrument that like just feels sort of like a meditative relaxation
Yes.
avenue. Not that
Yeah.
piano doesn't feel like that. I mean, piano is relaxing for me too, but I've been doing it for a long time, so it's a nice to have a new challenge, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's also relaxing, and I guess guitar has a different way of it's like has vibrations to it, which the piano doesn't quite have, at least digital piano that I have. So yeah, so I play guitar. I'm trying to think if there's any other instruments that I tried. I don't think there's really anything else. Oh yeah, I have a melodica, but that's like, it's just for fun.
Oh, okay.
It's basically a
Okay.
piano with a tube. So
Okay.
it's like a harmonica sound. Yeah.
I saw that. I saw those before.
So-
Yes. I saw those before. Very unique instrument. I've never actually saw it in person, but artists have came up here and talked about it and actually showed it to me. So yes, I definitely know about that. So now, interesting, a couple of pictures I'm about to put up, and one of them actually you remind me of your voice. So I'm gonna put this picture up. I don't want. Hopefully it'll get to you. Anybody ever heard of the Carpenters? This woman right here, for those who don't know, that's Karen Carpenter. Let me explain. The reason I say you remind me of her because of her tone. You and her have similar tones to a point where it's like I said, it's mesmerizing. It's like I'm sitting there listening to your music, and it's like, wait a minute. And last week we were sitting down. I was like, wait a minute, she sounds like somebody I remember, because as you see, I'm an older gentleman, so I know who the Carpenters is. And something about that group, their harmonies was incredible.
Oh yeah,
Unmatchable. It's ridiculous. So, have you ever heard that before about you sounding like her?
Let's ask my fans. Have I heard that before, guys? Yeah.
Yes.
Joking around. Yeah, I get it all the time. I actually just I had a TikTok that just went. It's like at 4-point-something million views that I was doing a Carpenter song.
Oh my goodness.
And that was, you never expect these things to happen. They just kind of happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get compared to Karen Carpenter a lot. And I always say, like, look, no one can replace her.
No.
Ever. She's in her own, bubble of Karen Carpenter-ness. May she rest in peace. But I'm honored to even be, compared to her, because she was an icon and her voice is just incredible. So
really, and it's so, it's so sad that the younger generation don't know who that is. They don't know who that is. And it's to a point where you kind of bring in that type of feel back. You understand? And that, it's crazy, because when I heard it, like I said, it reminded me of her. And I'm sitting there going, I'm going to put this picture up and find out if this people actually resonated with it. And I'm glad, because I didn't want to put it up here and you'd be like, no, I've never heard that before. But, so it kind of worked out right for me right there. So the question I have for you is that, being independent, what's some of the stumbling blocks as far as in getting to the audience that you really want to catch? Because your genre is different. It's pop, but it's different. Like I said, you have a old school feel to you, but it's new at the same time. You don't sound like nobody but that lady. But at the end of the day, your writing process is completely different than everyone's. So tell me about some of the stumbling or something that that actually helps you as far as getting your audience to really understand your music.
That's a good question. I think lately I've actually found it to be pretty smooth as far as getting the right audience in front of me. And I think the time that started happening was when I started letting go of what I thought I was supposed to be in this music scape. You have like all these platforms like TikTok and whatever, and there's a lot of like really modern, cool sounding music. And I'm not throwing shade at any of that. Like, I respect all kinds of music, but I guess my point is, it can be easy when you're someone like me who really likes an old school sound. It can be easy to think, like, I guess I have to be like this though, because that's what's like in
So,
right now. But then when
exactly.
I let go of that, I actually found that like I found my audience. So so it's been pretty smooth going so far, you know. I mean, certainly being independent means, you know, marketing yourself, and there's a lot of different avenues of things that need to be done behind the scenes all the time. But it's been really rewarding. And thanks, John Daniels. See what my but yeah, I've been finding it actually pretty smooth to get the right fans in front of me.
Yeah, and you do got some fans. I'm gonna tell you right there, they in the building. I'm letting you know right now, people. They definitely here and they support you pretty well, and I like that about them. You know, they was hitting us up. They was hitting 2111 Radio up. Hey, how can I see the live? I said, listen. I send you that. I'll send you the link. I mean, it was at least 23 to 25 people that already hit us up prior to this interview. So it was really dope. So what I want to do right now, I want to put another picture up. All right, because this is another person you actually remind me of. Not with all the beef though, not with all the craziness, but you remind me of her. Like really remind me of her.
Oh yeah, Amy Winehouse.
Yes, Amy Winehouse. For those who don't listen, let me tell you something. One thing about Amy Winehouse, that woman can blow. Yeah, I mean, she can sing. Sing. I call it sing. There's a difference. Without the I, it's an A there. She actually can sing. Like, so that's somebody that, without, like I said, without all the drama and the drugs or whatever, that's somebody I hear in you. You understand? So have you ever got that comparison as far as listening?
Once in a while, I think I tend to get most of my comparisons are to like Karen Carpenter, Laura Nero, and Carole King. I'd say those are like the three that, and Carly Simon maybe. Amy Winehouse once in a while. If my voice is a little hoarser one day, I think I might get some Amy Winehouse ones. But
it is.
But yeah, but once in a while, yeah, I've gotten, you know, requests of her songs before and things like that.
So, what was your first actually song that you actually came out with, like actually put it on a platform?
My song called "Stuck." I put it out in the fall of 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty not too long ago. Well, now it's like a few years ago, which isn't. I can't believe 2019 doesn't feel that long ago. But yeah, 2019. Fall 2019 was my first song release officially.
And you know the reason I asked you that is because, like, again, we're gonna start hearing a lot of music. I wanted to see, because what's going on is that each song that I've actually heard is getting better each time. Like, I don't understand how you can listen to someone's music and each song you listen to is better than the next. Mm-hmm. So it's this one song that I played. I think it's called Love Don't Run.
Yeah.
Now that hits home. So can you give us the writing process of what that song actually meant to you? Because I think you did it 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I think I technically wrote it in like 2017 or 2018, but you know, it could take a year before you actually put stuff out. But yeah, at the time, that song is a really kind of funny specific story behind it, because at the time I had this like looping app on my phone that let me do vocal loops, because I saw, like, I think on the Jimmy Fallon show or something that they were doing that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. So I was doing vocal loops, and like the chorus of that song came out just by having fun on vocal loop thing. I was just like,
wow.
I was like, na, 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 like, you know, it just kind of came out.
Yeah.
And I was writing it after my heart had been broken, and I was also thinking about friends too. It was sort of like a mixed or a combination of different things that had happened in my life, I would say. I had my heart broken, you know, and so naturally those tend to inspire songs. And I was just thinking about how, like, you know, if someone really unconditionally loves you, they probably won't run away.
And that's the truth.
Yeah. And I had some friends who had also had heartbreak. So it's like, it was sort of a song written almost to myself and my friends.
Yes. Yeah. And your fans, because I'm telling you right now, that song hits home for a lot of people. It's happened to so many women. You understand? Men too, but more than women, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of men out here that's not worthy of love from a woman. They're not, you know, but, you know, hopefully you got through that. You
I do.
understand? Because good, that's good because it's his loss. Trust me. Oh, trust me, it's his loss.
Yeah.
but you know, at this point, that song resonated with me. I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I wanted to ask the question of the writer for that because it kind of, like I said, you take it there. You literally takes it there, and that's the one thing I like about your music and how you write. So, you got that's why you got these people up here. They all over the place. I'm just putting people in here right now. Diana, Nikki, Debbie. So these people is definitely they up in here, and you got Debbie from the UK. Shout out to the UK. So she's up in here.
Thanks, Nikki. Thanks, Debbie.
So they definitely in here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play the song that's on 2111 radio. That's really making a buzz. And what happens is we actually have a top 20, right? So usually a song is supposed to stay on there. It usually generates things where between 2 weeks to a month to actually generate. But yours is at 22. Don't supposed to be there. But I think your fans is listening to 2111 radio because it doesn't supposed to be there because it usually doesn't happen that way. But it's there. And I think it's going to keep right, especially after this interview. So for those who want to listen to her song, y'all definitely got to go to the Live 365 app and download the Live 365 app and get 2111 radio on there. And trust me, her songs have been playing all day today, at least 4 to 5 times before this interview came on. So you definitely want to hear her, and we're going to give you another song if you want. If you want to add another song to 2111 radio, we'll do that because you got this interview today, definitely. And because we need it. We need it. We need you. So what I'm gonna do, I'll play this song right here. It's actually a lyric video, correct?
Yes. Are you doing the anime? Is this the animated video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So before we get to the video, who actually did the video for you? Don't tell me you did it.
No, that'd be really cool. I'm not quite that multi-talented, guys. No, it's this girl. She goes by The Color Purple on Instagram.
Nice.
And she's based in India. I don't want to mispronounce her name, but you find her under The Color Purple.
We definitely need to catch up.
And I just like found her online as an animator, and I saw her animation style, and I was like, I think this is the girl. You know,
it's perfect. It came out beautiful. It literally came out beautiful. She did an excellent job on it, and it's called No Place Like This. So we're about to play the video, No Place Like This, and come back with my girl. So let's get this going right now. Let's see what's going on. Beautiful, beautiful video.
I used to watch Wizard of Oz on my grandma's 16-inch TV. I saw Dorothy Gale and the curl of her hair and thought maybe she's just like me. Little did I know when I grow up I'd find someone who makes me feel as beautiful as Dorothy was. But I don't need ruby slippers or a blue and white dress. I don't need a wizard, got no interest. I don't need a rose laid with yellow brick. I was home after our first kiss, 'cause there's no place like this. There's no place like this. Growing up, I fell in love with a scarecrow and a tin man or two. Just empty heads and emptiness till I met you. Then you came along and filled me up, reminded me that I am not as lost as Dorothy was. And I don't need ruby slippers or a blue and white dress. I don't need a wizard, got no interest. I don't need a road laid with yellow brick. I was home after our first kiss. 'Cause there's no place like this. There's no place like this. Maybe I don't have to be like Dorothy after all. I want a bigger dog.
I think we're back. Hold on. I think we're back. Are we back?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, my goodness. That song did not want to leave. Listen, at the end of the day, first of all,
There's no place like this, you guys. There's no place.
There's no place. It's definitely no place like this. So first of all, let's give you a round of applause for this song. Let me do that right now. Let me do that right now. So I love the way you did that. That song, like I said, is really making waves on 2111 Radio. So tell me the writing process, because I like how y'all took the Wizard of Oz. Y'all did the Wizard of Oz thing and incorporated it into the song. So talk to me about There's No Place Like. How did that even come about?
So I think I saw like a TikTok about the Wizard of Oz. Just something random came up where the Wizard of Oz came into my focus. And I was just like thinking like, like sometimes my brain just starts going. I'm like, I feel like I've never heard a love song that like uses that theme, because like No Place Like This or No Place Like Home is such a, right, well-known quote, but I've never really heard a song that uses it in a way of like using it for a love song. I've never heard it used that way. And so I was like, that's like an interesting idea. And, I didn't know what would come of it. It could have been terrible, right? But I just kind of got to my piano and I started just like thinking of a melody and lyrics. Like it sort of just flowed out of me, that one, to be honest. And I would say like the melody and lyrics kind of came first, and then I honed the progression afterwards of the piano and the way it moves. But yeah, and I think it at that time, and I mean, this is still something that resonates with me now, but I was just thinking about how, we're all trying to be so busy and rushing around. And it's like sometimes just taking a second to stop and appreciate like where we are, whether it's in romance or not, right? It's just like, there's something to that, I think. And a lot of us, I think, crave having a place, whether it's physical or mental or whatever, that feels like just content. And so I wanted to tap into that at that time. And then that's what came out of it.
Well, let me tell you before just the floor come on, because that song, like I said, that's a lot of your music resonates with a lot of fans. Like I said, you're like a magnet. Your music is like a little magnet. It's attracted so many different people to you because of the writing process of how you write these songs, because everyone loves songs. They love them, but you taking it to a different level. You getting in our heads. I'm sorry, but you literally getting in our heads. You're literally getting in our heads because, again, if you really just sit back, you really lose yourself in your music, and that's one of the great things about you. So salute to you.
Thank you.
Salute. That's a beautiful song. And I'm looking forward to the next song. So are you working on any albums or anything like that?
It's coming. Stay tuned is all I'll say. Stay tuned.
Oh, okay. What about any live shows?
Yeah, I'm actually in the process of. I'll probably have one in like September, or maybe November. But again, stay tuned. This is all stuff in process. It's happening behind the
Oh,
scenes.
okay.
I'm like a ninja behind the scenes.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So I'm asking you this question. Now, here we go. You only can choose 5 artists. You're gonna write this song, and you can only pick one out of the 5 to do the song with you, a collab.
Collab. Okay.
I want you to pick the 5 artists that you love, and all you can pick is one to do the song with. Who these artists are?
Hey, let me think. Um, Sara Bareilles, Billy Joel,
Mm,
Elton
that's my
John.
guy.
Let me think, because I'm trying to think of people who are still alive. There's artists I love that
One
are no
more,
longer.
right?
Um,
Yeah.
Adam Lambert,
Adam
random.
Lambert.
I just love him. Let's see, what's the last one? Stevie Nicks, for some reason, came to
Oh
mind.
wow!
Yeah,
Whoa, Stevie Nicks. That was
I think she's neat. And I would definitely pick Sara Bareilles. That's like an easy, like I already know.
oh really?
She's
So
she's she's on my bucket list to collaborate with one day.
really? Oh, okay. That's nice. Listen, I think that works. And I think what's going on with you, we all as a collective have to sit back and watch. And that's what I love about being a part of this show is because I get to watch you guys in action. I get to look at your TikTok and your Instagram, and you actually have a show, a podcast, right? It's called Smooth Tunes, correct?
Yeah, so it's so I do live streams. So like speaking of live shows, I do a lot of online shows.
Mm-hmm.
You just are itching to see me sing somehow, other than my clips that I post. So I do 3 live shows a week, but my main show that I do is called Smooth Tunes, and I do it on my Facebook page, facebook.com/LizRoseSings. I do it every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. We go for a couple hours, and I take requests, and it's very just kind of
Oh.
flying by the seat of my pants, which can be like interesting and fun, and sometimes a little wild, but not in a weird way. But anyways, so yeah, I do my live stream on Wednesdays 8 p.m. called Smooth Tunes, and then I do 2 other live streams. One is on TikTok at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go for about an hour on Monday nights, and then on Thursday I usually do Instagram lives for about an hour at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Nice. Let me tell you something. I think, like I said, there's a lot of love going on over here, y'all. I'm letting you know right now. My man just said, I'm finally here, Liz. Jerry.
Hi, Derrick.
He said, I'm finally here. So, yes, welcome to 2111 Radio. I appreciate you coming to support her. It's a beautiful thing. I've seen so many people up in here that's just showing so much love to you. And how do that resonate with you? Does that make you feel, I mean, it has to feel good that your work is being appreciated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it always feels good. Sometimes it's been happening so fast in the last couple of years, especially that sometimes I think it takes me time to catch up with the fact that it's happening, that things are just kind of exploding into the stratosphere. But in general, yeah, I mean, it feels great. And I'm really grateful to have supporters because, you know, an artist is really like, who are they without their supporters? I mean, they can make stuff for themselves, sure. But, you know, having supporters is half of it, right? So
Yes, it is.
I appreciate you all out there.
Yes, they definitely out here. So make sure you guys subscribe to 2111 Radio and definitely follow her on Instagram because you have a huge following on Instagram. Like, oh my goodness.
TikTok and Instagram are like my
TikTok and Instagram is like your babies. Like, oh my god. I'm sitting there and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, because you know, I got your information last week. And I said, you know, start doing my digging, and I'm like, wait a minute. Whoa, okay, all right. And you know, the first thing I do is Google people. I love Googling people because you never know who you actually going to interview. So I Google you, you pop right up. I said, oh, okay, this is going to be dope. Yes. Definitely. And it's been, I'm having fun because now you done made me a fan. Like, I'm definitely a fan of your work. Now that I actually sat here and got to talk to you, and it's been really loosey goosey up in here. And like I said, people was definitely chirping in. You on Instagram, it says Liz Rose sings, correct?
Liz sings, yep.
Liz
Across
Rose
all
sings.
platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
Yeah.
YouTube. I'm Liz Rose sings across the
Liz
board.
Rose saying, yep, there's a cross right there. Don't forget to follow her. And don't forget to follow us at 2111 _ radio on Instagram, because we're trying to bring some great artists. I have 2 interviews today, but we wanted to get you here because the song, like I said, has been really making noise. It's really been the people that listen to the show be like, where did you get that from? Do she have more music? So that's why I said, I need you to send us another song, because
Sure,
I have to satisfy them. I have to satisfy the listeners, because
Gotta give the people what they want.
you got to get them what they want. You got to get them what they want. And so I'm really enjoying this, but I have to let you go because you're a busy woman. You're probably writing some music right now. We don't even know, but it's been an honor to have you here. You really have this light about you. The aura is crazy. It's really positive, and I appreciate that for you to actually take time out to actually get us to know you just a little bit more. So,
well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes. So, and you're independent, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Stay there. Don't let them get you. You good. You right there. And you're marketing. You're in marketing, so you definitely doing a good job.
Thank you.
Understand? And a lot of times people want to get you into a contract, and they try to take advantage of the fact that, oh, here's some money, and now we're sitting here waiting for Liz. Oh, you got to wait for this person and that person, and this artist and that artist, when they could just bring your music out like you've been doing all along. So definitely, I always give people this advice to, if you're doing really well as far as it being independent, stay there, because it's just gonna get really complicated once a label really try to sign you and do what you do. As long as you got creative control. Now that's different. Now, if you could get somebody to give you some money with creative control, you could put out what you want. Hey, go for it. Go for it. Definitely go for it. So we're going to get some shout outs right now, because Aquarius Waters, that's one of my partners, one of my artists. She said Smooth Tunes. Oh, so Jerry is telling us about Smooth Tunes. Yes, Jerry. He came in here making notes. I like Jerry. Jerry, you definitely need to be coming back. Jerry came in here, said, I'm finally here, and he's been putting his comments, and I appreciate those, because again, it shows that y'all listening to what we're talking about. And he's definitely chirping in. Him and Bob is like 2 of your biggest fans right now on here. And I appreciate everybody. Yeah, I definitely appreciate everybody for showing up. It actually, you kind of broke the record. Let me explain. So it's actually 300 people in here. That's the biggest show.
Wow.
The biggest.
Thanks, guys.
300 people actually came up in here. It's the biggest show we've had. Like, really.
Wow.
The biggest audience that we've had so far. And I wanted to, congratulate you on that, because, we've had some really great artists up here, but your fan base, thanks to the fan base, I'm telling you.
Thank you, guys.
They definitely came out today. They really did. And I appreciate everyone for showing up. And remember to follow 2111 Radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If y'all want to see the full video to this, all of this is going to be recorded it's being recorded on YouTube, and it's live on Twitter and Facebook. So, but thank you for coming, and thank you for, again, giving us the opportunity to have a dope pop star like yourself.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Yeah. So to everybody else, thanks for coming through, and we'll definitely be back at 8:00, because I got another interview with Beth, an R&B singer named Beth. She's gonna be here later on today. And again, thank you everybody for showing up. Liz, just sit back. I'm take everybody out of here. Y'all have a good